Asbeck, and today we have a very special guest, a man who lightened our spirits in dark times, a man who gave us a ray of hope during the Great Depression, a man very well known for his successful career in baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me Babe Ruth.
Thank you, Maya. It's an honor to be here.
As many of you know, Babe Ruth is well known for his incredible career in baseball and his great personal achievements after he retired. However, most people don't know about his life prior to his baseball career. Can you tell us a little about your childhood?
As a child, I was quite the troublemaker. I drank whiskey and chewed tobacco before I even turned 8 years old. I also skipped school often. When I turned 7 years old, my parents realized I wasn't the ideal child, so they decided to send me to a Catholic reform school for boys, St. Mary's Industrial School, where I was trained to become a shirt maker. I'll have to give it to them. I did become disciplined with the strict school rules. This is the time period where I felt really influenced. The school shaped me into who I am today.
Fascinating. I never would have expected that you were a rebellious child. Now, getting a little closer into your personal life, can you describe to me what your family was like?
Certainly. Well, I would say my childhood was interesting. 7 of my siblings passed away at birth, so only my sister, Mamie, and I survived infancy. I didn't really spend time with my family that much. I didn't get to see them due to the fact that I was a rebellious child, and they were always really busy with their jobs as well. My father owned a saloon, and we lived in an upstairs apartment.
Wow, how inspiring that such a successful man came from such a harsh background. I am very sorry to hear that, but at the same time you inspire hundreds. On a happier note, could you describe your experiences at school?
I received an education at St. Mary's, but I was required to learn a skill which I used when put to work at school. Discipline was strict, and corporal punishment was not uncommon. The school was all white, and I was darker than most of the other boys. I felt like the oddball.
Sounds like the school was very strict and not fun at all. Although there must have been a good part about it. You must have had friends at school. Is there anyone who you looked up to?
Actually, I was inspired by Brother Matthias. He was well respected at St. Mary's because of how big and tough he was. He was a father-like figure to me while I was away from my family. He inspired me to work my hardest and try my hardest. He pushed me to the limits. He played baseball with me every day and worked with me tirelessly to improve my hitting, pitching, and fielding skills. He is a big part of who I am today, and I do truly appreciate everything he did for me.
How touching. This is such a great story. It's great to know that someone has your back and actually cares for what you're doing. Sounds like you had a very interesting childhood. Now tell me, how did you get started playing baseball?
Actually, it was Brother Matthias that sparked my love for baseball. He was a great pitcher, and he made me the great player I am today. It's ironic that Brother Matthias and I had such a close bond, considering he was in charge of ensuring that boys behaved, and I misbehaved quite often. But regardless of who I was, he was definitely a great guy that truly believed in me and wanted to help me.
It's nice to know that someone really cares about you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to watch a clip of what Babe Ruth does best, playing baseball.
Stop.
The next pitch ball, right past the flagpole. Well, good Lord, must have been with him.
Wow, how amazing. The level of skill you had was extraordinary. Speaking of your skill, how can you describe some of your accomplishments?
Well, I'll name a couple. In 1999, I was titled Athlete of the Century. When I first heard that I was given this title, I was in shock, yet humbled. I love the fact that my hard work and genuine effort I put in my career had paid off. It was a dream come true, basically. Also, I have a record of 714 home runs. In addition, I love 7 of my teams to the World Series. This all happened because I tried and tried and tried. It was a bumpy path, but all the work pays off in the end.
Well, what a great record you have, I would say. And it's great to see a guy so successful yet so humble. Truly inspiring. After all the success of baseball, you retired. What would you say your life was like?
Well, I pondered about playing golf. It was something I enjoyed other than baseball. I did try it, but the rest of my time was all for my family as well as for charitable work. I help to fund organizations I'm passionate about and want to help.
What a great way to spend your time. Giving time for your family is the most important thing in life. Speaking of family, is there a special someone in your life?
I'm very content with the life I live with Claire, my beloved wife. I'm enjoying my time with her and my lovely children.
Aw, how sweet. We have a couple more questions for you. Where did you get your nickname from?
Well, to summarize the whole story, when the Orioles first saw me, they called me Jack's newest babe. That's where I got the babe part, and Ruth is just my last name, obviously.
Interesting. Final question. How do you feel about the reputation people have given you?
Well, for me, I don't let the negativity get to me because I know who I am, and there are people who support me and know my value.
Those are some words to live by. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Babe Ruth.
It was my pleasure. Thank you all.